Oh, goodness.
Why?
Sweet freedom. Nice, cool water.
Luckily, we were next to this body of water the whole time we were walking by.
Thank goodness.
Oh, well. While we're in the water, we do have Shellder and Cloyster here.
Oh, well, I hope you're not allergic to shellfish.
All right, let's get up.
Let's go.
Okay, there we go.
Shellder, the bivalve Pokémon, is a water-type Pokémon that evolves into Cloyster when exposed to a water stone. It is encased in a shell that surpasses the hardness of a diamond. The shell repels any kind of attack, and in days gone by, people use the shells to make shields. Even when its shell is closed, its large tongue is always kept hanging out. If you give it a good yank, the shock will cause Shellder to open its shell. When it is open, the surprisingly tender body is exposed. It is vulnerable only when its shell is open, so clamping onto an opponent is only used as a last resort. It hides in sand on the sea floor and catches prey with its soft tongue. It swims facing backward by opening and closing its two-pieced shell. It is surprisingly fast. At night, this Pokemon uses its broad tongue to burrow a hole in the sea floor sand to make a place to sleep. It also uses its tongue with great dexterity to dig up sand from the seabed in its search for food. Grains of sand that accumulate inside its shell mix with its body fluids to eventually form beautiful pearls, but the pearl gets in the way, so it spits it out and discards it.
Shellder. I don't know what a Shellder sounds like. I don't know what a Shellder. Only when it's swimming, though. Only when it's swimming.
It's a clam.
No. Well, hold on. It's a bivalve. Is it clam a bivalve? I always thought of it more of a scallop than a clam. But I like it shiny. It's got a very interesting shiny.
I like the shiny. I like the color.
It does suffer from the yellow tint and yellow version up there. You know, the blue Pokemon turn green and yellow because of everybody being sort of the color of the game.
I like the look of this Pokemon. I like the big round eyes and the tongue out. I think it's cute and derpy, but then listening to what it does with the tongue and like, never mind, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, it also tries to eat slowpoke tails. We also have that.
Don't remind me.
Also have that.
Ever. What is it taking in the sand to even eat if it chomps onto slowpoke tails?
It doesn't really cover what it eats.
Slowpoke tails, apparently.
I don't know. Like from Gen 1, I don't know what could be in the sand.
I'm sorry for that. I just saw the guy that literally is like flapping his tongue. It's not even raspberries. He like flaps his tongue and then it's always out, but this one tucks its tongue away.
It both spits out and discards its pearls.
Double. It's like, but why does it always keep its tongue out if all you have to do is yank its tongue and now it's opened and now you can attack it?
Yeah, seems like a poor strategy to leave your tongue out all the time if that's like essentially your only weak spot.
Yeah. I don't really like. I think Shellder looks cute, but that's the extent of what I like about Shellder.
Now, it says that people have used their shells to make shields, but they're only a foot. So, like, it would take a lot of Shellder shells to make a shield of any usable size. I mean, even for a buckler, you're going to need, like, 3 of them, you know, when they shoot. It's a single-handed sort of deal. But if we're talking about, like, a body-length shield,
Yeah.
you're gonna need like a dozen.
No kidding. So many.
Which is, I guess if both halves are equally usable, you could only need 6, right? Because it's gonna be a foot on either side.
Right.
And
then here we have again something being harder than diamond.
Yeah, they really like being hard. So I think we just need to start saying that science works different in
kidding.
The Pokemon world. The moon gives off X-rays. Diamonds aren't that hard, really.
Pokemon shells and hooves are definitely stronger.
Yeah. So a Ponyta's hooves are probably still 10 times harder than a Shellder shell.
Exactly.
Because it just says it surpasses the hardness of a diamond, but does not quantify it in the way. We're just doing power scale, like anime power scaling for Pokemon different hardnesses at this point. Yeah. We got to do some
levels over 9,000.
Right. So Ponyta's got the feat of being able to jump over the Eiffel Tower or Ayers Rock. Shellder is used as a shield by humans, which means that you've killed a bunch of Shelders as well, which, apparently is not that big a deal anymore. You just get these guys aren't
also war and battling confirmed in Pokemon.
Well, that's been confirmed. I mean,
not yet in the entries so far.
Okay, yeah, fair. I was thinking more of like in the world itself because like the Lucario movie is basically built around the idea of an ancient war, and also like X and Y is built around an ancient war as well. The games to make them game canon, which I think we've decided is official canon for our purposes. What Pokemon considers actual canon, I don't know. But we're working with it. We're working on it. We're figuring it out ourselves. Do it live!
I like its stupid face, but really that is it. I'm mad. I'm mad by how much I don't like it, but I like its stupid face.
Well, we'll move on to its fun image now. Not really fun, I don't say. I guess.
Why is it licking the plant back there?
I don't know. Maybe it eats grasses. It does not say. We don't have a canon reason for it.
It's definitely sticking its tongue out at us right here.
I mean, it's always got its tongue out, though.
I know, but it's very pointed.
I don't know. All I can say is that this makes me excited for Winded Waves because this is poor underwater feel here.
I'm so excited for Winded Waves.
This really does just feel like,
they put a water filter.
Yeah, just a water filter over the top. It's very flat feeling.
Oh yeah, it literally looks like it was laid on top.
Yeah, we've seen ones done before that worked much better than this, but this one in particular doesn't feel underwater. This feels just like grass.
It looks like they're all on the beach.
That's
in
probably
the middle of the night.
I don't know. Well, I guess we can forgive them because they didn't actually have any underwater travel in that.
Yeah.
But I think we can. Anything else to say before we move on to the Cloyster?
Nope.
All right. Well, then we'll move on to the Cloyster.
Cloyster, the bivalve Pokemon, is a dual-type water-ice Pokemon that evolves from Shellder when exposed to a water stone. For protection, it uses its harder-than-diamonds shell. Its shell is so incredibly strong, it cannot be shattered, withstanding even a bomb. Once it slams its shell shut, it is impossible to open, even by those with superior strength. The shell opens only when it is attacking. No one has ever seen what is inside its shell, so the contents remain unknown. If areas of Cloyster's very hard shell get damaged, those areas swell, gradually growing into large sharp spikes. Cloyster is capable of swimming in the sea by swallowing water, then jetting it out toward the rear. When attacked, this Pokemon fights by keeping its shell tightly shut for protection, and launching its spikes and quick volleys using the same system to repel foes. Cloyster that live in seas with harsh tidal currents grow large sharp spikes on their shells. Even a missile can't break the spikes it uses to stab opponents. They're even harder than its shell. Excavation of the tombs of ancient hunting tribes has turned up many spears tipped with spikes that had fallen off this Pokemon's shell. Slowpoke tails are its favorite food. It has even been known to come up on land to look for Slowpoke from time to time.
Cloyster. Cloyster.
Straight to jail.
Straight.
Yes,
you would prefer that it stayed in the orientation that it was in red and blue.
This one.
No further comment needed beyond that. Okay? Okay.
And then just listening to the Pokédex entry, it's all over the place. It contradicts itself. Straight to jail.
I don't know that it contradicts itself. I know you're talking about how it can't shatter its shell, But I think what it's indicating is that it can fracture its shell, and then similar to how
It's a diamond.
right,
It's
well,
stronger than a diamond.
well, there are Pokemon that can punch hard enough to shatter diamond. Haven't we had that happen already? And we've already covered that diamonds aren't as hard in the Pokemon
they're
world.
worthless. Diamonds are worthless. Diamonds are glass.
Now what I don't know is how many gym type words Japan is using for these initial ones, because most of them originate in Japanese and they get translated to English. I don't know if it's just lazy translation services that are going through here.
Yeah, what other gem do you use for describing strength and toughness?
I mean, emeralds are also very hard. No, not emeralds. Sapphires are very hard. Not as hard as diamonds. So, I don't know. And I don't know, maybe diamonds are softer in Japan in general. I don't know. The diamond, I would say that, like, it's a factor of it being from an early Pokedex entry, which it is. The one that was specifically used in the entry is from yellow, which is very early. However, the diamonds are mentioned later on. Where are the diamonds mentioned later on? Or is it just that the spikes are harder than the shell, which is from Ultra Moon, which is much more recent.
But then it says they use the spikes from the
Just
shell, to make spears, but those
which is
aren't
a cool
even,
bit.
Sure, but it's not even sharp. Not a single one are the fine. The very back spikes.
Yeah, this one's pretty sharp.
No, it's not.
This one,
It
could be
not.
okay. It could be sharpened.
But they didn't say that.
Okay, well, I mean,
They didn't say it.
Okay,
So-
fine. They didn't say it. You're right. They didn't say that they then sharpened the shit. Also, how are the spikes shed? Why do you mean we're shedding spikes? Why are we shedding spikes? How do do they break off at some point? You're right that there are quite a few contradictions. I'll grant you that. I think that they're fracturing their shell and then they exert something, and sort of how a bone gets harder at the point of a break. And also, I don't know if you know this, but if animal antlers, specifically like deer, what are they called? Not equine. Cervine? Is that it? That's a Pokemon as well. But I think that's what they are. Isn't that?
I don't know.
Cervids?
It's starting to sound vaguely familiar, but I wouldn't know.
Antler-bearing animals.
Uh-huh.
If you notch their antler that's on their head, the next year, the antlers will grow a
prong.
Yeah, a prong at the point of the injury, which in and of itself is very interesting, because how do they know to grow that there? That's beside the point.
When they shed them, yeah.
Right, when they get shed every year. That's beside the point. The idea that when you break it, it grows like a blungle. That's a very technical term, a blungle. Off of the area that has been cracked but not shattered. We're really splitting hairs here. Splitting hairs.
It's just
so much so that we haven't even talked about what it looks like, really.
and supposedly we don't know what it looks like
is
on
this
the inside.
Not the inside?
Except, you can very clearly see the inside, especially like here and than any of the.
And imagine this: it looks a lot like a Shellder.
Oh.
On the inside. Wow, that's incredible. Wow. I like it shiny, because it's blue.
It's a good shiny. It's distinct.
I think if they should have incorporated the orange somewhere in here.
Yeah.
That's what I would have liked to see. That they did the blue with the orange. I mean, it would be a little OKC Thunder coated, which I don't like. SGA is a fraud.
I believe it.
That's fine. He's not a fraud, but he is a free throw merchant. Okay, and that's just a fact. But anything else to say before we move to
I'm ready
to the image? All right, we'll move to the image.
Here he is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. That is. You know what? I know we talked about it in the last episode as well, for a different reason. Shellder only weighs like 8 pounds, 8.8 pounds. Cloyster weighs nearly 300 pounds, 292 pounds. It is a lot bigger. It is 4'11", so I can grant it that. But it is quite it is quite a jump. I mean, that's 5 times the height.
It does have a double shell, though. I will give it that. Double shell, more spikes. That would weigh more.
So we are reading this as like a hard shell inside here.
I do.
Probably so.
But, I mean, I guess it could be
Probably so.
I'm saying it's shell. I'm doubling down on that right now because of what I was about to say. It's a shell.
Yep.
It's a shell.
I got you. Reading it loud and clear.
Let's rank this.
It's a hard shell. This is not a very fun image. This is not a good image. This is probably the most boring Pokedex image that we've seen so far.
Boring.
And let's rank them.
Let's rank them.
Thrilled about this episode. Really good. Really, really good.
Premier balls.
Yeah.
Get rid of this trash.
Oh, you know what we didn't even talk about?
Uh-huh.
Why do cloisters canonically want to eat slowpoke?
Unhunt them. That's so mean.
How do they get up on the land? How do they chase them on land?
That's the face they make as they're hunting
They
them.
can't suck in water to shoot out their tuchuses,
like
from what I can tell, to move across the land. How do they move across land? Are these articulate? Can they move them?
Oh, like an urchin?
Yeah, like a sea urchin?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand that.
No. Straight to jail.
I think I'm going to go Pokeball and Premier Ball because there are just too many logical inconsistencies with the Cloyster.
I'm saying Premier Ball because they're mean.
I know. You gave your slow pokes and bros Ultra Balls. So this guy's the arch nemesis of that. Although apparently Cloysters did the same thing. But maybe they're just more successful at biting off the tail. Maybe that's what it is. The main one really is that like we have no idea what it looks like on the inside. But
you can clearly see inside.
It's literally just always open for whenever you see a representation of a Cloyster. Like at least Tangela we've never seen inside its tangle of vines, right?
Exactly.
That we truly don't know. Mimikyu, at least we've never seen what Mimikyu looks like underneath its little Pikachu dreams.
Pikachu dreams?
You're
not wrong.
I don't know. This, we're looking at it every single day of the week. Looking right at it. Premier Ball. Premier Ball. Pokeball.
Premier Ball.
Yeah, it's got a good shiny. That's why it's not. I mean, this one has a good shiny as well, but it's got too many logical inconsistencies. That's all I'm saying. What do you think out there, you people?
Do you agree?
Have you brushed your teeth yet?
Please have brushed your teeth.
Please
brush them now if you haven't yet.
But we'll be back with some ghosties tomorrow.
Yes, and book the playlist and join us again.
Bookmark the playlist.
Bookmark
the playlist.
Missed.
Bye.